A few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, I wrote a blog post on a platform called Medium. I didn't post this article on my website because it wasn't really related to learning English, to improving your English. So I posted it on Medium, another blogging platform where I normally write. It's a blog post that I want to share with you. I want to read it out for you because I think it could help you. The title of the blog post is "You Say You're Against War, but are you really? Your actions may reveal something different." Now, this is not a blog post about the war, the war between the biggest war that's going on right now between Russia and Ukraine. It's a different thing. I'm going to read it for you. You say you're against war, and I believe you are. No one would ever support the most atrocious of human activities. Those who say, we need a war, have never experienced it firsthand. If they did, they would oppose it. Some people in power have never experienced war, but want it anyway. That's only because they know they won't be required to go to the front. They know they can watch explosions from a safe distance wearing a clean suit. If they were told, want a war? All right, here is your gun. Go and kill. They would oppose it. But war isn't just bombs, guns, and death. War is also anger, self-interest, greed, aversion, hatred, and violence. Are you committed to fighting these? If you raise your voice when someone disagrees with you, you're practicing anger. If you take more than you give, you're practicing greed. If you throw insults at politicians when you hear them speak on TV, you're practicing hatred. If you yell at other drivers when you're behind the wheel, you're practicing aversion. If you send negative comments online to bring another person down, or getting into physical or verbal fights, you're practicing violence. If you're doing this, you're losing the only war you should fight, the only war you should be in favor of, the war against your ego, your real enemy. You say you're against war, and I believe you are. Practice what you're preaching then. Defeat your own ego. How? I don't know. It's the most powerful enemy you'll ever have in your life. And I haven't defeated mine yet. So, I wrote this post to myself, basically. And then I decided to publish it. And it's something that was inspired by two books that I read. One is Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday, highly recommend it. And another one, the other book is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This was a book that was written 2,000 years ago. And as you can see, I really liked it. I took a lot of notes. And the best quote from Meditations by Marcus Aurelius was, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. When I read that quote, my mind exploded. Like I thought, this is so beautiful, but also so hard to put into practice. And so I decided to write this blog, this little post to remind me that my ego is my real enemy. My ego is there every time I get angry, every time I raise my voice, every time I throw insults to politicians on TV, because sometimes, I've got political views that I'm not going to share here, but I feel quite strong about certain things. And when I hear politicians say things that I don't like or that I disagree with, especially if I don't like the politician, I insult them. And then I feel, but what am I doing? What am I doing? Is this the person that I want to be? A person who insults other people from a distance. So your ego is always there. And I think this is also to tell you that reading is really something that you can do to improve yourself. Not reading in English necessarily, but reading in general. And I do believe that if people found more time to read, I think this world will become a better place. And I know this sounds not cheesy, what's the word? Corny, I think the word is. It sounds corny, but cliche, yeah, that's the word. But it really is. It really is like this, because this blog post was inspired by things that I read, by ideas that I took from a Roman emperor and a person here, another author and writer, who's really into this philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism is basically, well, I'm not going to explain what Stoicism is, but ideas that I took from books, long form content, and I reflected, and I then wrote a post. Now the next step is to apply this knowledge, is to apply these reflections, to apply this advice, which is the hardest thing. It's not, reading is not hard. Anyone can read, anyone can read, anyone can find time to read. But then applying what you read, well, that's another story. But anyway, I wanted to share this. I hope you found it inspiring, I don't know, helpful. And please find time to read even one page a day that can inspire you, that can make you think and change, that can make you change your beliefs, challenge your beliefs. This is what I try to do every day, 30 minutes a day. That's all you need, 30 minutes a day. Read 1, 2, 3 paragraphs, pages, whatever. Set a time limit, read. And maybe you're doing it already, so I'm not saying anything new to you. But yeah, I just wanted to share this, and I hope you found it useful or inspiring. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you, or I'll see you. I can't see you, but I hope you will join the next video or the next podcast episode. Bye-bye.